one thing that everyone's been like, what's happening? What's coming back? What's going on? That's right, Malcolm in the Middle is coming back. Can we talk about that? So everybody, Malcolm in the Middle, I never thought I'd say this. Malcolm in the Middle is coming back. Now, Bryan Cranston actually said multiple times throughout the years that he's talked about it, thought about it, maybe going to happen. Well, now, the 25th anniversary of its launch on Fox, it will return for a limited 4-episode run on Disney+. Now, the original cast members, of course, Frankie Muniz, Bryan Cranston, and Jane Krasnick are coming back. Now, they're coming back, of course, to reprise their roles as Malcolm and his parents. And then on top of that, too, you're probably going to see more of the actual cast come back, because the idea of this will be, now, of course, we have the original, one of the original directors coming back, too, and the original writer, Linwood Boomer. They're coming back here to make this project have all of its, again, initial core talent that were part of this, but it's going to be during an anniversary, which kind of makes sense, right? It's the 40th wedding anniversary for Malcolm's parents, and everyone's got to get back together. So doing 4 episodes, limited run, and of course, I don't think they would do more. I don't think Bryan Cranston would, but I think this is fun. I know Frankie Muniz was recently saying that Bryan would check in on him, just seeing how he's doing, because I know he went through a lot as a child actor. And I think people are just going to enjoy this. I mean, everyone's talking about online, like, how is this possible? I think anything's possible these days. Almost every show is coming back in one form or another for revival, reboot, redo, remake. We talk about it all the time. And Malcolm in the Middle, what's not to like about this? This is a fun show, over 100 episodes. It was running for years. It was a fantastic series that a lot of people loved. Of course, you're going to try to find a way eventually, and we're going to have this little revival for an anniversary. It's kind of fun. I think it's fun. Reunion shows seem pointless, Japanese Spider-Man says. I get that. I get that. But you're not going to ever have this whole cast come back to be, I think, I just think it'd be Bryan Cranston would be the tough person to lock in for a long time. But what's everybody think about this, really? What do you think about this? Angela, how you feeling? Are you excited about Malcolm in the Middle coming back for a revival of 4 episodes? Or do you think, again, that we're just like going up the wrong tree? Like, why are we touching this franchise, leaving the past?
I mean, if it's 4 episodes, like, why not? I mean, I liked Malcolm in the Middle. It was fun. I share the same... I'm not going to say that. But anyway, I'm sorry. Because I don't want to like relinquish my private information. So I share like a similar date with like a birth date. Let's just say that's not I'm like, let me just backtrack. I share a similar birthday with somebody on the cast. So it's kind of nice to. And we'd always see each other in Hollywood on like specific, like on our birthdays. It was super weird. We used to run at each other like all the time, be like, "Oh my God, it's your birthday!" It's like, "Hey, Angela, it's your birthday!" Like we'd be like going places like every year, and we'd be at the same place. So it was kind of funny. But anyways, I'm down for it. So let's do it. Why not?
I like how Japanese Spider-Man said, "Are they all decrepit now?"
Well, I'm not, and I hope that they would be like...
Well, Queen was nice. Like, Queen asked if they were going to all be old now, so she was at least...
Yeah, they're more mature.
Somewhat.
No, they're not all that... Angela, do you think that
a couple of them are going to be decrepit? Bryan Cranston's going to be the decrepit one.
He's in great shape, GR. Leave him alone. He's in great shape. He's the one who knocks
right.
Leave him be. I mean,
the rest of the cast will come back.
I mean, yeah, I think they might. You know, I mean, if it's
I think as Angela said, for a 4 episode run, that's hard to say. But I think for 4 episodes, yeah, because that wouldn't take up all their time. It's a few days of shooting and we're done.
So, GR, you're excited about this? You're tuning in day one. You got your TiVo set right now, or your Hulu. What we got? I think TiVo's gone. You got whatever you got set these days to get this, so you don't miss your revival of Malcolm in the Middle.
No. I mean, it was a cute show, but I didn't watch it. It was after my time of comedies. I go back to like Happy Days, Brian. Come on.
Yeah, Happy Days was great. I don't think you'll ever see a revival of Happy Days.
Pretty old, but you know that's okay. He's a good actor.
You know a great comedy that would never get made today?
What?
Archie Bunker.
Archie was pretty good. My parents watched that.
Yeah, I don't think that would come.
I do.
Back. I don't think that would come back, GR. Not at all. But this is exciting for a lot of fans out there. I know leave Bryan Cranston alone, so that's all I'm saying. Valarie, what do you think about this? Did you ever watch Malcolm in the Middle? Is this too far gone? Is anybody from like Gen Z going to actually care about this at all?
I think so. I mean, I watched it. I thought it was really funny, and I enjoyed it. And I mean, for like and also, honestly, Bryan Cranston is just like a huge draw for so many people. And like, I feel like even people who didn't watch it, but are huge Breaking Bad fans, will be like, "Oh, Bryan Cranston, let me watch that." Because like that's the case for like my younger brother. Like he loves Breaking Bad, and I'm sure he would probably just watch it because it's Bryan Cranston. Honestly,
That's a good point. There's probably a lot of people that just like love what he's done, and Breaking Bad's massive, of course. Maybe they never watched it. They're like, oh, wait a second, this is kind of cool. What do you do? This was a big role for him too, Val, because he was like again trying to get jobs constantly. Then he books The Father, and again we have to think about that sometimes. I think I'm going into that territory myself, Val. I'm like, it's time to play the dad, maybe. And maybe the dad role is what gets me there. We gotta be the dad now, and that's what made it for him. So the dad part's not that bad, even if you're not a real father, I don't think. And Frankie Muniz is probably really happy, huh, Val? That because I haven't really seen him do much, really.
Yeah, I don't feel like he did much, but yeah, I mean, I think this would be really good for him, and I'm just excited to see Bryan Cranston be funny. Like I remember showing my brother like the clip of him from the show when he did like the roller skating, and I was like, Bryan Cranston used to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And so he loved that. But yeah, no, I think this is gonna be good for everybody, and it's not like too much of like a long drug out thing. It seems like a respectable anniversary type thing, so I think it'll be funny.
Yeah, everyone's loving it. I'm excited about it. Why not? Bring it back, guys. They've been wanting to it again. Hear them together one more time, and this look a lot different. That just happens. Hey, we're all getting older. That's okay. And I saw someone ask me if I was 70, if I'd go back to Thundermans. Sure, bring me back. I'll be the ta-da, whatever. That was the Good Enough Greg was my character name on the Thundermans. Maybe I'd come back to it. Why not? Do some magic tricks. Laura, what do you think about this? Are you excited about Malcolm in the Middle? And again, do you think that this is something that maybe they get super excited about? They're saying we're doing four, but they get in there, they start shooting it, they have such a great time that we do more. Is that a possibility, you think?
Money. If it makes money, they will keep going. They're going to say 4 and then they're going to do 20. I do like the idea of doing a limited series, but I'm almost like, why didn't they just do a movie? That kind of makes more sense to me than doing 4 episodes. I'm like, they should have just done a movie. But I am excited about it. Bryan Cranston is still funny. I've met him a few times, and he is hilarious and quick-witted, and I'm thrilled to see him again. I also heard, I don't know if you guys have talked about this on the show yet, but I heard that Scrubs is coming back. And this is that same era. So I'm interested to see, like, shows in the 90s and 00s were really big, and comedies and sitcoms back then were almost, like, larger than life. So I'm really interested to see if are we going to do something more grounded? Are we trying to get back to like the over the top silly? I watched Scrubs recently and I was like, whoa, this show is silly.
Right? It was super silly. Silly.
And
they've been working on that too. They've been trying going back and forth. So I want it to happen so bad. I can't wait.
Yeah. And we've moved towards a more grounded version of a sitcom. Even Modern Family was hilarious, but very grounded and a little bit more real than some of these shows like Scrubs and Malcolm in the Middle. So I'm interested to see if it's still like wacky and out there. And we had a lot more slapstick back then, which I kind of like stuff like that. So
I love it. Give me that slapstick. I'm all about it.
Oh yeah.
I thrive in the slapstick, Laura. I thrive in the slapstick.
I know you do. You're great in slapstick. I've directed you doing slapstick and you're wonderful.
I'm like, let's keep that going because it's fun. Sometimes we got to laugh. We do so many dramas, and I know Ryan Murphy has that world is kind of dominated with all these serious dramas. We're missing out sometimes, I think, on some of the fun. Because again, it used to be acting was just like we got to laugh sometimes. Like during World Wars and stuff like that, a lot of it stuck around because people needed an opportunity just to disconnect and turn off and not be so serious and just smile for a moment. And I think we do lose a lot these days.
I can't really believe that you just said that, Brian, because they literally said that is what Ryan Murphy wanted to do Making Dr. Odyssey. He was like, I want a show that feels like TV used to be, which is kind of uncomplicated. It's like levity and a fun watch, and that you don't need to have these big, heavy through lines. You should be able to jump in at any point on the series and watch the show. And yes, there's some through lines, but it's not dependent on those. Think Monster of the Week X-Files episodes. Like, those were fun to watch because anyone, your friend comes in, what are you watching on X-Files? Oh, is it a good one? And what is it this week? Is it a vampire? Is it a werewolf? Whatever. And those standalone things are really cool. So.
Yeah, they did a lot of those too. The Monster of the Week was a big thing on X-Files. I loved X-Files too.
Yeah.
I know, like, my uncle's always sending me, like, I don't use DVD players anymore, but my uncle Marty, he loves it. He's like, you got to have every season of X-Files. And so he's been sending me every season. I almost have them all on DVD now. I almost have them all.
Don't forget the movies. He needs to get the movies too.
I'm like, he's probably listening. Don't tell him. I mean, it's okay. I can give me the movies.
You gotta know all of it.
It is good to have. I'm not a big physical media person, but it is good to have that actual tangible DVD. It really is, because it's going away. Valarie gets all the American Horror Story DVDs. That's what she gets.
I do. Yeah. My yearly birthday gift from Uncle Marty is every season of American Horror Story. So it's been good.
Yeah. He's hooking it up every time. So round of applause for Uncle Marty.
Jonathan, Brian wants to know more about directing you. And yes, the X-Files was so scary, Kira.
Of course, Jonathan does.
It was scary to watch. What do you want to know about me directing Brian, you guys? I mean, he was fantastic. He's easy to work with, and he's funny, and he's fun, and he's just very, as you see him here, he brings that same energy to the stage, and he's one of my favorite people to work with. So
we're always having a good time. Yeah. When we did the Valley, it was a lot of fun, and that was a crazy character. Like, I did Lewis, and we've worked on so many projects, Laura. I feel like it's just all a blur. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's all a blur.
I loved your level of commitment to the Valley. I will say that when Brian plays a character, he gets in it and he stays in it, and he's committed to consistency with the character. I love that Brian's really good at creating isms that go with characters too, and like. You were so good at carving out very distinct isms and your roles. Like, it's fun. Louis Zatarga was wild.
And my last name was Zatarga in this show. Valerie's like, wait.
I remember. I just forgot until right now. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just, and that character's kind of happened. But we have a good time. We're supposed to be having fun. We're actors. We're having a good time. We're entertainers. At the end of the day, we want to smile. That's why I said we just gotta smile. We gotta smile more often. I think we're getting too serious sometimes, and this is supposed to be show business. Business happens a lot, but it's also a big show. We're having a good time, and I hope Malcolm Middle has a lot of that energy that it had initially to make people smile again.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.